Hello there and welcome back. Well, I guess it's time to leave this bridge over troubled water, if that's what you can call a dam, and start exploring the village of Red Valley Creek. There aren't a lot of houses, but it's worth exploring them. Let's start with that one at the top of that rock formation. Seems like the music stopped. I rather like the music in the game, provides a nice ambience. Looks like it's somewhere around sunset. I think one of the clocks back at the station over there showed that it was somewhere around 7 o'clock. There's no number sign, but there is a little plaque of a ship. Looks like somebody tried to rebuild this at some point. Well, let's read the letter. I invoke the Boneless One, the one of voids, destroyer of ships, and he who is feared by the winds. Hear me. Great Minister Focalor, I wish to make a pact with you to confound my enemies and protect my possessions. Use the doors of confusion to cloud their judgment, seal the path with falsity and guile, and permit only those who can discern every true interior to pass. Oh, that looks like it's complicated. Aglon tetragrammaton stimulamaton as far as tetragrammaton olarium, irion estion existion eriona onera orasi mosimesia sotere manuels habaoth, Adonai te adoro et te invoco. Amen. The only part of that which I really get is te adoro et te invoco, which is Latin, basically for I beseech upon you and call upon you, or something like that. And that seems to have actually worked. Some sort of portal. Well, this can't possibly be connected to the house we just came from. Yeah, but apparently we can swap the interiors. Well, assuming that a house is generally square, that looks like a good candidate. Seems like that was right. Well, I guess we need to figure out what the true interiors of the house are. That runs along nicely with that wall. This one I'm going to have to guess, I think. Well, and to be honest, I already solved this multiple times, but I still often make mistakes. That was right. The confusing thing is that one flight of stairs upwards, there is another floor which somewhat mirrors the one below. And this one, yes, that's a similar hallway as the one below. But some of the rooms, well, they could be either upstairs or down below, like this one. And this needs to be another one of those corner rooms. Isn't that? Yes, that's actually the house where we came from. And this is the other house which we can see from the dam when we just look straight up. Interesting. I think there's only... yes, there's another wing of the house. That can't be right. The stairs are over here. And this needs to be another, square room. And that goes back to these stairs. Come on. That looks like it. Which leaves us only with the attic. Yes, that looks correct. Not much here, though. A bunch of books. Edgar Allan Poe, the narration of Arthur Golden Pym of Nantucket. Jules Verne, From the Earth to the Moon. A book by H.P. Lovecraft. H.G. Wells, The Island of Dr. Moreau. A Connecticut Yankee at King Arthur's Court by Mark Twain. Treasure Island. That's a nice collection of books. Doesn't seem to be much here, though. Let's Oh. That wasn't there earlier. That looks like an alchemist shop. But no door to leave. Some sort of preserved head? Preserved strange creature? Well, let's read up on this. A magician once lived inside an old house and made potions that let him see the future. People from the village came to the magician's house and demanded he share his potions with them. We want to see the future too, they told him, but the magician said no. The people from the village grew angry and burned the magician's house. But the magician knew this would happen. He had already cast a spell on his potion room. The house burned, but the room did not. The people from the valley waited, but the magician never came out. And a drawing of, well, the house with many portals. Also some sort of blood spatter?
Why are you standing there? You spying?
No.
No, huh? What the hell's wrong with you exactly?
Nothing.
You need to stop leaving your stupid stories around. They're freaking everyone out.
Ha! Looks like our potions room is actually a moonshine still. Well, that must be the story, then this is some more background. Blaze reveals moonshine operation. Ashland Township volunteer firefighters discovered an apparent moonshine still while battling a blaze in the woods of Old Ogden Road. According to authorities, the still comprised a propane stove and 4-gallon stainless steel pot, which was used to hold the whiskey mash. Based on the size of the still, Bayfield County Sheriff Hank Schafel believes it may be part of a small operation, though he admitted there could be other stills in the county. Officers on the scene recovered a half-gallon of apple pie moonshine and 1 gallon of unflavored moonshine. Apple cider and cinnamon sticks were found adjacent to the still. The police have been unable to determine who owns the still. Sheriff Schafel said a cigarette butt tossed at the scene likely caused the fire. Again, a cigarette butt. And on the other side, an article about NASA launching a satellite. I'll leave this for you to read. It's not very interesting for the story, I think. Alright, time to leave this house and explore. I think I'm going to go to the other house up the hill, which we saw when we came from the dam. And which apparently was the house where we were teleported to just a moment ago. That one. That looks like some sort of a lift? Well, that's for later to explore. I really like the sound of the wind rushing through the grass. Reminds me of when I was in Denmark once, running in the dunes just before sunset. That's quite a large house, isn't it? Some sort of water pump. Quite a dilapidated old house, too. That's not a letter, that looks like a picture. Ah yes, Ethan Carter, and then Edwin Carter. The next one is Travis? Probably. Oh yes, on the day the photo was taken, Uncle Chad was mean, Dad was sad, Mum was mad, Travis was loud, Gramp was quiet. So from there, Chad, Dad, and Mum. Ah yes, the big-boned fellow on the right is Uncle Chad with his moonshine still. And then there's Dad in his suit, Mum, and Travis. Well, let's see whether there's anything else in the house.
What did you do? What did you wake up?
Nothing. I found a room, I walked into it, that's it.
Seems like we get little flashbacks wherever we go.
You can feel it, right? Something coming from the Vandergriff house.
I can feel it. Ethan disturbed the sleeper. He must be punished.
The nasty thing about these things is that if you leave before you listen to one of these flashbacks entirely, they'll disappear and you won't have an ability to get them back again.
You need to talk to your son. He was poking around in the old Vandergriff house again. Said he found some secret room.
Yeah, really? Okay, I will go talk to him.
Well, it doesn't look like this is the Vandergriff house. I think this is actually the house of the Carters. So the Vandergriff house, where the fire was, that's somewhere else, something we still need to discover.
Travis, leave the boy alone. I see how you've been looking at him.
You don't even know, do you? You have no idea what's going on.
Ah yes, this is the same view as we saw earlier.
You have to help us. It's the only way. It wants Ethan.
You're crazy. You've all gone crazy. Pop, they're getting worse. They keep talking about this thing, this sleeper.
I know. What I don't know is if it's real or not.
Well, that only seems to leave the attic.
It's not my fault. I didn't mean for any of this to happen.
Ethan's family blamed him. Whatever it was he'd accidentally let loose, his family was convinced that hurting him would solve their problems, would soothe their disturbed minds. Whatever haunted the Carters was still here somewhere, in the wind.
And with that, we leave the house of the Carters behind and have to go on a bit of a hike before we find something new to explore. But I'll leave that for next time. Thank you for watching, and I hope you can join me again next time.